So yeah, I woke up this morning to a text from Corbin that he sent to me at like 1 a.m. And he said, "So we now have an interview tomorrow, LJP."
It's time to spend some time with Rick. It's time to spend some time with Rick.
He's a lean and mean former child star, and genuine well. Hear him sing, watch him dance, he'll put you under his spell. Behind the scenes, Uncle John, all buddy time with his kids. Everybody around the world, tell what time it is.
It's time to spend some time with Rick.
Jump back, kiss myself.
It's time to spend some time with Rick. With Rick.
What time is it?
With Rick.
What time is it?
With Rick.
What time is it?
9:30 p.m. Might be 6:30 p.m. I don't know. You tell me. LOL. 8 a.m. India time is what for us? LOL. When you wake up. LOL. So, amazing. And I've just put together the questions that we're going to ask him, and absolutely flabbergasted and thrilled that we're going to get to talk to this director who, as you all know, immediately blew our minds at his capacity and his definitive DNA as a director, and anything we can do right now to bring attention to him, and in particular Jallikattu, and to see that that film gets nominated. Man, if we could do anything to help be instrumental in that regard, what a wonderful thing. But unbelievable. We are going to be talking to him here in about 12 hours from now. This is me in the bathtub getting ready for the LJP interview. Okay, so I'm lining this up, opening up my email that has my questions, because that's what I do. I got 1 minute. I have to connect my Bluetooth. Close that. There's Corbin calling me right now. Hold on, I gotta put this behind me. All right, setting things up. Your Christmas tree looks very nice.
Thing right now.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I took my AirPods off. Do I need to have them in?
Probably it's gonna echo.
Your mom's gonna echo.
Yeah. Why?
Okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, no. It always helps when people have their headphones in because it echoes otherwise.
Obviously, I think just 2 questions or 3 questions about Jallikattu is gonna spur other questions we're gonna want to ask him about the film. And obviously, you saw my last question, right? About what we can do to help make the Academy pay attention.
So what has been the reception internationally besides us? What's your relationship with your DPs?
Yeah.
Is that the most important relationship to you? Obviously, all the night shots. I want to talk because we
Absolutely.
loved the night shots. They were extremely gorgeous, and the entire film basically.
Yeah.
What's his relationship with the Oscars? Are you a fan? Is it important to you at all? He actually, I don't know what we can do with this information. He said he only considers there to be 2 characters in Jallikattu, which we did as well, the bull and the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is it?
Oh, he's gone.
Yes, recording would be good. That would suck. That would suck to get through it and go, I was not recording any of that at all. Hello, hello. Good. Oh, good morning. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. Wow. So I just did what I told Corbin, be careful you don't do. Make sure you're recording. Corbin had just called me back, and I was talking to him, and I thought I was recording us talk post-interview, but I wasn't, but I can tell you what we said. He just agreed that I said, based on what I had heard about LJP, that he was a really soft-spoken, quiet guy. So we were anticipating that maybe he wasn't going to have a lot to say, and that's okay. But man, he was so effervescent, and the minute you ask him a question, he was ready to answer. And that is such a wonderful thing, not just when you're interviewing somebody, but in general, to be talking to somebody who is willing to do that. And to be truly honored with his being on OSR with us and talking with us. And one of the things I told Corbin I wished we had asked him, and I had the thought, but Corbin took us to the questions at the end, and I thought, should I bring it in? Nah, it's okay. I believe we'll talk to him again, and then I'll ask him. I want to ask him how he goes about creating trailers, because Corbin and I regularly talk about how trailers in and of themselves are art forms, and that you don't judge a film by its trailer, but a good trailer is a big deal. I was going to mention the fact that one of my favorite trailers of all time was the initial trailer that Alejandro Iñárritu did for The Revenant. I thought that was a spectacular trailer, and I wanted to ask him about that because I know he loves Iñárritu, but we'll do that again at some point. Again, come on, guys. I mean, extraordinary. Just Corbin even said, he said this as well when he was getting off he got off the phone because he realized it was 7:21, and he's like, I'm 20 minutes late to posting our frickin' morning first video. But he said we haven't had anybody that's been, because he's been asked, have you had anybody you interviewed that you didn't like or the interview didn't go well? That hasn't happened once. Every single person we've been privileged to talk to has been an absolute joy to talk to. So down to earth, so engaging, so generous. And the only one, I said this to Corbin, I said the only interview that we ever did where at the beginning of it I was wondering if it was going to be uncomfortable and maybe not very talkative was our interview with Nawaz, which was in person in Mumbai. If you haven't seen that interview, just go to OSR and go to the playlist and go to interviews. You'll see the interview with Nawaz. And that was in person, but he had a translator with him who was a really wonderful, nice girl who not only helped, but was just a lot of fun to be a part of the conversation. And because Nawazuddin is, when you first meet him, a very soft-spoken guy. And obviously, when you're talking in the language you're not really comfortable with, you're going to be a little bit more quiet. But very quickly, as we began to talk to Nawazuddin, and I think once he realized that our questions were going to be about artistry, which is one of the most important things about what I think Corbin and I do with our interviews, is that we're coming from a framework in our mind and our passion and our hearts as actors, as artists, as people who have an understanding of the medium by reason of not just appreciating it, but participating. Because we've been on set, we've filmed, I've done a lot of stuff in front of the camera, on stage, lots of training, grew up in the industry. So that reference point, I think, gives these artists a lot of comfort to know that we're not going to talk about just gossipy stuff, or shallow questions. That when he started telling us about the way they set up the lighting at night, and that they created these bottles with sand in them to rig over the trees, and that there wasn't, in a big movie set, what they would have, he mentioned umbrella lighting, and you'd have box lighting, you'd have giant fans and that are huge, and they used 50 to 60 little ones, that their the grip is somebody, so on a set, when they set up lighting, a grip is the person who's actually putting the clamps and things on the lights and setting them the way that the lighting director and the cinematographer and the director are wanting the light to be in. They're looking through and they're setting up the shots, right? And then you have the gaffer is typically the head electrician who's handling the power going to those places. And these grips and the team are literally climbing trees. This is guerrilla filming at its best. And the on the spot, you know, if we don't have it, we're gonna rig it somehow. This is how movies came to be what they are today. You know, the high-tech films and the big budget films that have all the bells and whistles that they can use, that all filmmaking began with people saying, hey, can we do this? Let's put this metal rail on the ground and we'll just put wheels on it and we'll push it. Innovation and creativity, and that's the kind of thing. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why filming Jallikattu was so fun for them as a team, because there was so much they were having to do on a shoestring budget, and they don't have the equipment, but they're not going to be stopped. And guys, to have a film that beautiful, that kind of sound design, that kind of visuals, that kind of lighting, that kind of cinematography, when you know they weren't working with a big budget, they're doing night shoots and they're rigging lighting like that, literally. Plastic bottles. I mean, it's like what I do in this room when I'm doing a slate. I don't have box lighting, so I tip this lamp this way and I put that lamp, I stick it on here, and people, when they see the film, that's not going to matter. They're not going to know that. What's going to matter is what they see, but it makes it all the more beautiful. It's like the difference between, say, buying wine from, say, Robert Mondavi Wineries, which is this big monolithic winery that's commercially successful for decades all over the world, and then buying wine from a mom and pop farm that grows it and bottles it in very limited quantities, and they don't have all of the money to do what they need to do. Man, what a joy. I really hope you guys enjoyed listening to that as much as we did participating in it. And what an honor. Again, I've said it after every interview, the privilege. We're not even 2 years old as a channel, and people at the pinnacle of the art form. This is a man whose film is being considered by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science as the international entry from India, and wanting to come and talk to us about his creativity. An absolute joy. The next best thing to that would be able to work with a man like that, to actually be on set and collaborate. But this is the next best thing. So I hope you liked it. And that's Afterthoughts for our interview with the already legendary LJP.